Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in again. Back at it here with a new studio, new setup. Looking forward to showing you exactly what I got. I'm going to leave all the links in the description below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these choices and what you have in your own studio. It'd be great to hear too. If you have any upgrades you think I should make after this, let me know. Let's dive right in and see exactly what's going on here. So first and foremost, it's probably best to run through what I am filming myself on right now, and that is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Absolutely amazing piece of kit. I've heard some people even mention online that it feels kind of plasticky and cheap, but my god, I'm not getting that from it at all. Really solid piece of kit. Really cool box. Really good kind of like opening packaging, all that stuff, and comes bundled with DaVinci Resolve, which is like a industry standard editing software and color corrector. Really exciting. Massive file sizes, so learning to work with those is going to be real fun. But the main thing I got this camera for, it's definitely overkill for what I'm doing here, but I just wanted to, I suppose, learn as much as possible about the filming, color correcting, color grading skill set, and really just, I suppose, push my own boundaries of knowledge. It's something that I've been looking at for years. Is the previous version of this camera, so absolutely super psyched to get my hands on this. It requires a definite bunch of extra equipment to go with it, so I'll fire through that now and let you see exactly what accessories I got with it. So I went for the small rig, basically cage system. So I got like the big full outer cage, really solid piece of kit and not too heavy either. The top handle, which has a hot shoe mount or a cold shoe mount on top, which I have then mounted the Feel World Master 5-inch screen, which is just basically above and out of view. Really good piece of kit as well. The SSD holder for the Samsung T5 1TB SSD, so I can actually record some footage, because I did a quick test last night and 26 seconds of footage was 1.6 gigs, so I'll definitely be filling up and deleting that SSD as these videos roll out. Stabilizing the whole thing is a Coleman tripod. Again, leaving all links in the description. I've got a short HDMI cable going from the camera to the screen, a short USB-C cable going from the SSD to the camera. The only thing I'm not too sure on, and probably you guys are picking this up already, is that I'm not entirely set on the audio just yet. It's just kind of a cheapo mic that I got on Amazon just to test out, but you know, you kind of get what you pay for with this stuff. I'd say there's probably a nice sweet spot between what I have here and like the Rode Video Mic Pro, which I think is probably a bit expensive for what it is. Filming the whole thing is the Panasonic Lumix 12 to 35mm. I think works really nicely. I can control it all off the app here, which I'll go through as well. Got a sun hood, which kind of doubles almost as a screen protector, because it has a little bezel outside of the screen, so if it was to fall screen first, it should at least be a bit more protected. So first things first is actually something out of the shot here, and that is two Philips Hue lights. So got these on Black Friday with a Amazon Echo Dot and two lights in a bundle. I think it was around $70 or £70. But it's really cool because it all links by Bluetooth, and basically with a flick of a button I can actually turn these overhead lights on and off. I'm going to move them back a bit, and I have two more on the way for backlighting the back here. But it's actually really cool to be able to like quickly change the color temperatures, and if you see me looking up, it's because I'm looking at the screen here. But really cool to be able to kind of create different looks, and I've actually got a saved preset here for filming, so you can actually see exactly, change exactly your colors, customize them all, and it's just a really good fluid user experience. Really impressed with the app, and looking forward to adding those two extra lights with the Hue bridge. The only thing I'd say is that probably a little expensive if you're not getting them on kind of Black Friday style deals. Probably wouldn't get them outside of a deal period, but really happy with the UX on it, and really happy with the lights too. They work really well. So one thing that I haven't gotten yet is a external battery pack, which if anyone knows anything about the Pocket 4K, is that the battery life is atrocious. In the last clip, I may or may not have noticed it actually cut out of me at the very end of me talking about the sun hood. Learned firsthand how short the battery can actually go and how short 30 minutes feels when you're recording yourself. So next thing will be getting either some extra battery packs or a big external battery pack. Right now I just have it plugged straight into the socket on the wall. It's cool that you can do that, but it's a real pain trying to get that connector in and out of the camera. So another thing I didn't decide to pull the trigger on was the DJI Ronin S. My logic was that the optical image stabilization in the Panasonic lens would probably be enough in combination with the like heavy rig and the top handle and cage and everything like that, being able to balance everything out. I have 2 conferences coming up in January, so we'll see if that logic holds true. Let me know in the upcoming footage if you think it's too shaky, anything like that. And obviously we can do some post-stabilization in DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut. So I think the combination of that will make it possible. Also, just not having to lug around another big piece of kit. But we'll see how that goes next year or in the next few months. And my guess is that there's going to be a new Ronin S2 out in the near future. So although it was on sale, I decided not to pull the trigger on that so far and just test and see exactly the setup that I have at the moment in combination with the tripod and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Let me know if you think the footage is too shaky on any of the more handheld shots. Right next to me out of shot is the really nice Samsung Space Monitor. It is 32 inches, 4K, goes right up against the wall, so you can kind of push it out of the way of your workspace if you're not using it at that time. Really liking it so far. It's definitely big for my desk and a lot bigger than I would be used to, but in combination with like split screening things and everything like that, I think it's just it's amazing just to have so much real estate on the screen. Makes my laptop look tiny at the moment. And really looking forward to kind of getting into this and making use of its productivity features. Really interesting monitor, super slim bezels, really sleek design, easy to set up. Really couldn't have any other complaints about it. Really nice. And then onto software. So kind of some interesting pieces of software I got over the Black Friday / studio upgrade. Very tactical timing there. Period. Basically, I got Affinity Photo, which if you're not familiar with the Serif family of products, like the Affinity products, Affinity Photo, it's similar to Photoshop, I guess. I'm sure they'd probably hate me for saying that, but I guess it's a competitor to Photoshop. The reason I got it is for actually just one feature and one feature alone. One benefit is that it's a non-subscription service like Photoshop is, so it's just a single payment and that's it. Great business model, I think, but for consumers. But the reason I got that piece of software is actually for the Export 3D LUT. And if you don't know what a LUT is, it's a lookup table. It's basically a filter, which you'll probably be watching this on right now, is the LUT that I have taken from, basically compared 2 images, a pre-grade and a post-grade / filter image that I have taken through VSCO. So I use like a VSCO and some of their filters on basically all of my posts to keep. It's just my favorite filter. It's what I like the most, and it's something I use on all of my posts. So I wanted to have that same stylized look in video, and I suppose take the benefits of DaVinci Resolve and all that stuff into account. I needed a 3D LUT to do that, and it basically figured out that Affinity Photo on desktop only has the Infer LUT feature, where you can basically go and compare a before and after image and generate a filter based on that, based on those 2 images. So really, really cool. You can basically put it straight into DaVinci Resolve and actually straight into the camera, which is really cool. So I can have color graded images coming out of the camera, which I'm definitely going to start experimenting with once I get everything else set up. But really excited to try that out, and good excuse to get some more tech to play with. The last piece of software I got was actually a tracker for the camera. Basically, this is a Android only app that connects via Bluetooth to the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. Essentially, this allows me to stop recording, set focus points, set our color temperature, aperture, all the stuff that you probably expect. It is single-handedly one of the worst user experience apps I've ever used in my entire life. Setting it up is such a pain. I've learned the quirks now at the moment, kind of. I mean, like, it's the kind of app you need a manual for, even though it's just one screen. My God, whoever designed it, please. It's €15. It's niche, so I can see why it's €15, and it does technically work, but my God, it was a pain, and it does work right now. It does. The reason I actually got it is because obviously I'm sitting like more than probably 2 arms length away from the camera right now, trying to go back and forth and setting focus. Like, this camera doesn't have autofocus. It's a cinema camera, so it wouldn't have autofocus or stabilization. So being able to basically press a button here to autofocus on me, put myself right in the middle of the frame. I'll press it right now just so you can see what it does. Yes, you can see it. It try and finds the focus, gets it sorted, and pretty much gets it perfect. So really, really handy, and I can stop recording from here. I can do a bunch of different stuff, but mostly just for autofocus and remote recording. It's super, super handy. But please, whoever made this, if you see this, update the app. It needs work. But yeah, really handy for what I'm doing here as a kind of one-person show. So guys, look, I hope you've enjoyed taking the quick rundown on the studio tour. As mentioned, there's a few little small bits to get, but overall super, super happy with how it's all come together and how it all, I suppose, works together, and just has become part of my workflow even in the last few days. So let me know what you think, if you would have chosen the same things, if you'd pick something different. Let me know, eager to hear your thoughts, and looking forward to making some more content for you guys in the future. We'll be back at it next week with some more business focused videos and less more around the tech, but really excited to show you the tech and stuff that I use in the business itself in all categories, whether it's sales, marketing, web stuff, everything. I'm going to break it all down for you, show you exactly what we're doing on in each one of those categories. So super exciting stuff coming up, and yeah, let's keep talking in the comments. Really excited to hear what you guys have to say, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.